It's a free download depending upon your .NET framework. Just download it from the Microsoft.com. Okay, so let's see now. We have this Windows Form application where we have created the 100 into 1000 objects of a class. So now using a CLR profiler, we will check how much the memory is used, means how much the object is created inside the heap. So for that we will use CLR profiler. You will see the exe file, that is here the exe of CLR profiler. Just double click, it will open up that is a form again, where you can find this start application, start URL, start attach process. Before starting of the application, here you can see the profile. This is profile where you have to check this allocation and calls. Then go to the start application, just say start application. It will ask you which application to start. So my application in the D drive, so I will go to my D drive. I will say structures and classes. I will go inside my structures and classes. I will go to my bin directory, debug, and yes, here is my exe file of this Windows Form application. Just open. It will start the application. It will run the application as if you are running the, that is compiling the application. It will run. I will just start my button, that is I will click on my button to start, and I will say stop here. I am done. Now it will process the everything and it will show you up the complete histogram, the complete graph, the how much memory is consumed. It will show you everything here. So friends, come to the heap part here, that is allocated bytes. So let me just click on the histogram to check the how much the memory is allocated. So friends, as you can see on the right hand side, the grand total is something 1986788 bytes of a class library 1 dot class cls graph. So let me just note this, that is 1986 it is 788 bytes. Okay, I have just noted down here. So now what I will do, I will just close this thing. Okay, and one more point, here you can find various report in the, that is object by addresses. You can get the object by addresses here by clicking the object by addresses. You can also get reports on reallocated bytes, finally bytes, garbage collections, GC handler. Okay, everything you will find in the, that is CLR profiler only. Okay, now coming to the point, let me just stop this here. So let me just close everything, that is CLR profiler. Now let me go back to my source code again. So as you can see friends, when we created the object of the class, that is 1986788 bytes memory is consumed. Okay, so now what we will do, we will create the object of the struct and we will check the how much memory the structure is going to consume. So for that, let me create the object of the struct, that is struct graph. Let me just build this again. Now let me go back to my CLR profiler. Let me just start again. Don't forget to click check this allocation and calls. Start the application. Select the exe file. The application started. Let me click on my button here. Button is clicked. Let me close. Yes, the report came. Now let me click on my histogram here. So friends, as you can see in a report, the grand total is 381268. Let me just write here 381268. So friends, as you can see that when we created the thousands of objects of a graph, that is a class graph, we consumed 1986788 bytes of memory. But when we use the same code, but only when we use the structures over there, okay, instead of a class, when we use the structures, we consume 381268 bytes of memory. So as I told you in the differences, when we are talking about the differences between classes and structures, structures are basically value types and the classes are basically reference type. When we use the structures, the less memory is consumed, but when we use class, the more memory is consumed, because the structures are allocated on the stack and the classes are allocated on the heap. So with this demonstration of this source code, so we conclude that when we use a class, okay, that time the more memory is consumed, because the classes are reference type. But when we use the structures, so it will consume a less memory as compared to the class, because they are allocated on the stack. So with this demonstration, now now let's now coming to the point, when to use structures means, if your program doesn't complete object oriented approach, means if your program is going to use again and again in a main program, and if you have a group of logically related data items that you want to pass to your main program many times, that is 1000 times or 10,000 times, I think that is the ideal time to use the structures. Because as you can see, the memory, and in terms of memory consumption, the structure use a less memory as compared to the classes. Okay, so this is, I think, the ideal time to use the structures instead of a class, because your in terms of your performance will be better. Why to create unnecessary objects on the memory, right? So yes, so this is, hope you understand the session, that is structures in C#. If you have any queries, any doubts, you can email me. That is, my email address is gurumatrix2004@gmail.com, and this is my website, that is www.questpond.com. Do visit my site. You will get lot more videos on WCF, WPF, WWF, UML, C#, .NET, design patterns, SharePoint, and lots more on .NET interview and question and answers. Thank you.